Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All right, we've calmed down. In conclusion, I was right.
Yes, we were right.
Sorry, yes, we.
Ryan wrong.
I think people figured that out. All right, all of our guests today, it's Monday, and all of our guests today, including Ian Furness, standing by, brought to you by Basant Motors. Check out their 34th anniversary sale happening all month at Basant Motors. Check out the details online at Basant Motors, BASANTmotors.com, or visit their showroom at 16315 Fraser Highway in Surrey. We're joined now by Ian Furness from KGR Sports Radio and the Kraken Hockey Network down there in Seattle. Ian, thanks for doing this. How was traffic yesterday, by the way? Mariners, big game. Seahawks, big game. Same area?
Yeah, it was crazy. I kind of avoided it. I got there early enough for the Seahawks game and got in their parking garage, and then I when I left, I snuck out of that garage, so I kind of avoided it. But I can tell you this: traffic, I'm sure, was awful. More than that, there's just a zillion people down there. It was crazy. I mean, it was the great energy. You know, the Seahawks game was a bummer for Seattle fans, but the energy down there was unbelievable. After the Mariners game, it was crazy outside. I mean, it was fun. It was really fun. It's been a long time, and 24 years since the baseball team won a home playoff game. That's a long time. Yeah. I know, a long time. So the celebration was on for sure.
Okay, so we'll get back to Seattle in a second. Ian, this news just broke about Connor McDavid.
Yeah, right.
He signs a 2-year extension. That's not totally surprising, but the AAV is 12.5, same as he's making right now. Do you have a reaction to that?
Well, I think it does show that he wants to win. Mm-hmm. He certainly could have taken more and he could have demanded more, but then what does that do to the rest of your team, even with the increasing salary cap? So, a lot of guys say they want to win, and then they go out and they demand huge money in salary cap leagues, whether it's the NFL, hockey, what have you. I don't really count the NBA because the NBA's salary cap is as soft as it gets with the luxury tax. So, I think in those two sports, in the NFL and in the NHL, if a guy says, hey, winning's the most important thing right now, I'm making my money, I'm making generational money anyway, I'm making money in endorsements, and then he goes out and, I think the 2-year part of it is interesting, right? I think there's an opt-out, if I'm not mistaken. So, kind of approve it to Edmonton as well. But I love it. You know what? I love seeing superstars stay with the same teams. I'm old-fashioned in that regard. So I think, for me, I know, if you're in the Pacific Division, you probably don't love it, right? You don't necessarily like that. But if you can keep him and Draisaitl together, and that's always a heck of a core, and build around that, good for them.
And 3 years, he's a member of the Kraken. It all works out.
Well, we'll see. I think he's a Canadian through and through, and good for him staying up in Edmonton. I applaud that. I think it's great. Gretzky leaving, I know is great for the game overall, maybe coming to LA and all that, but I like seeing those guys stay.
Okay, back to football now. What a game that was, by the way. That uniform matchup may have been the best of all time. But 38-35, back and forth. Buccaneers win. Last play, field goal to win it. What's your take on a really outstanding performance by Sam Darnold, tarnished by that last minute pick?
Yeah, I have more of a problem with the play call. I mean, you've got clock, in your hand. I mean, you've got timeouts in your hand. You've got, everything's working in your favor, and it's second down and short, like really short, like less than a yard or right about a yard. I don't know why you don't run the ball there. Get the first down. If you want to clock it at that point, you do. But, don't risk something bad happening. One of the bad things that could happen is you could throw an incomplete pass, clock stops, get stuffed on third down, and then you've got to punt it away, and they still have a chance to come down and score. Instead, you throw the ball. It would have gained 5 or 6 yards maybe over the middle. The clock would have still been running. It hits a helmet. It's a bad bounce. I think everything about it was just poorly designed, poorly called, poorly everything. And that didn't cost – I mean, that cost them the game in the end, sure. What cost them the game was the defense was abysmal.
Yes. Yeah.
And – I going into the press conference afterwards, listening to Mike McDonald, he took it all on himself. He says, that's on me. It's my, and I appreciate the accountability, and he's right. It is on him. He's a defensive head coach, and that defense was atrocious. And part of it is they've got a lot of guys banged up, but so does Tampa Bay. I've got questions about Devin Witherspoon and his durability for sure. He's now missed 3 of 5 games this season. Again, with 9 days off after playing every snap the week before, that's curious to me. The depth on the corner position and the defensive backfield got tested, but even with all of that, they were just carved up by Baker Mayfield. So when McDonald says it's on me, yeah, you know what? It is on you. You got to be better because your offense puts on a show like that. They should not lose a football game.
All right, let's talk baseball. First playoff home win in 24 years. A lot of great pitching so far in this series. So no surprise it's been low scoring in your eyes, Ian?
Yeah, certainly not as far as Detroit's concerned. I mean, they're offensively challenged, and Seattle got a really good start. I mean, Luis Castillo yesterday was interesting. He put a lot of guys on, walked a couple leadoff batters, but really settled down. Didn't give up a hit until he got pulled in the 5th inning, and his pitch count was really high after 2 innings, over 50, and yet he settled down and went 9-9 in terms of his pitches the next couple of innings, which was really impressive. And the other end, Tarek Skubal yesterday he's the best pitcher in the game, and Jorge Polanco got on him twice, which is amazing. I mean, and I think both they said were sliders, which he hasn't ever given up. He doesn't give up slider home runs, and you see the one right there. I mean, that is just absolutely tattooed. That's his second one. The first one was a line drive, but you beat Skubal, that's great. Here's kind of an interesting thing, guys. You know how this works in series, series as opposed to a 1-game playoff. When you get, the last one, you feel a lot better, right? Like if Seattle would have won on Saturday, lost yesterday, and then gone to Detroit tied 1-1, I think the feeling would be a lot different. Instead, they lose to a bullpen start for Detroit on Saturday, don't score any runs, score only a couple runs, and then they beat Tarek Skubal. Not technically, he didn't take the loss, but they beat him yesterday. You feel a lot better going to Detroit. Really even series. Seattle's offense has got to get going. It's really been 2 guys, 3, I guess. Cal and Julio on Saturday, and then Julio and Polanco with the 2 home runs yesterday. Nobody else has hit. Nobody. I mean, it's really has to be concerning, but the pitching has been elite. The bullpen's been great. Probably expect 2 more low-scoring games in games 3 and 4 Tuesday, Wednesday, and kind of wondering if Josh Naylor's going to get going. He's a big key. He's a big key for them. He had an error yesterday. He's looked overmatched as at-bats. In his defense, his wife is expecting any second now, and she's in Arizona, so he's probably worried about getting that all figured out and stuff like that. So timing isn't great for him either.
Ian, it's a pretty tough week for the Kraken to kick off another National Hockey League season, Season 5. A lot of injuries. Can you update? I mean, man, they had a horrible training camp in sense of injuries to a lot of key guys.
Yeah, they're off today, but I believe everyone should be ready to go except for Kako. Right. Just based on practice and stuff. So I think, outside of but the Kako injury is a bad one. I mean, they're a team, we've talked about this a million times, they're a team built on depth, and they need him. He's a top 6 forward for them, and they can't afford to lose top 6 forwards. And so he's going to be out for at least the first month of the season or so. But everyone else, I think Dunn and McCann are back. Montour's back, so they should be okay. I mean, they're going to be good on the back end, even without. And Riker Evans, I didn't mention him. Riker Evans out with an oblique, and he's out for about 6 to 8 weeks, they said. But they're deep enough there. Josh Mahura can step in and be on the third pair, and he'll be fine there. And he was good last year with Dunn and Montour, Lindgren here now. They'll be okay there. Backup goaltending is a question. Is it going to be Grubauer? Is it going to be Murray? Joey's the number 1 guy. There's no question about that. And, really honestly, it comes down to this. Can Matty Benier, Shane Wright, when Kako comes back, can guys like that, Eli Tolvanen, all these depth guys, can they take that next step? Can some of your veterans stay healthy and have better years? It's just there's a lot of questions, but I think a lot of teams have those questions, right? It's just this team's built so different, guys. It's just a different model. They don't have that high-end guy that should help you in terms of depth, in terms of depth scoring, but we'll see. I like Lane Lambert. I like the structure. Everything I hear is great. Feedback about him has been fantastic. Tough camp. So we'll see. Yeah, Anaheim, and then the Vegas salary cap guys come in rolling in. Who knows what they're doing on Saturday? So fun week.
Any thought, just quickly, Ian, of back to the football of the Seahawks going full time with the blue, green, and silver Steve Largents?
Donnie, everybody wants that. Like honestly, if you were to poll the city, that's like everyone just do it. But the NFL's strange. They have a bunch of strange rules in terms of, when you can change uniforms and how you change them and all that. And it's, the green, that stupid fluorescent, looks like a highlighter you use in college. Green is somehow still involved with them. The helmet is an issue as well. It's funny. Colleges change, like Oregon has like 18 different uniform combinations, and every college, really honestly, most Division I colleges have that now, have all kinds of different combinations. Heck, sometimes they're not even their colors. Like the Huskies wear black all the time. Last I heard, they were purple and gold. And yet, but colleges can do it. The NFL is really restrictive. If you were to pull people here, even the younger crowd would say, go back to the royal blue. I'm sure it's the same way with the Canucks, right? I'm sure there's one of the 18 uniforms they've had. People would want to go back. Personally, I'd like the hockey stick. Just give me that stick, right? I like that thing.
All right. Careful when you're saying that. All right. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Man, it's Canadian Thanksgiving next week. So an early happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Whenever we have you on next, we'll look forward to it.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
I look forward to it. But I'm glad Ryan reminded me, because with the Canadian background, I made to make sure we have a Thanksgiving dinner next Monday in honor of all you guys.
You got two of them coming. Yeah.
Oh, Canada. Yeah. All right. Take care. See you, boys.